This is probably going to be my most mean-spirited video yet, because I'm targeting a set of people rather than an entity like a company. But sadly, it needs to be said. If you're still playing Fallout 76 and plan to buy any future Bethesda developed venture, you no longer have room or reason to complain about any of their problems. Let's begin, shall we? Do you remember the video game industry around 8 years ago, when it was really getting into full swing with their greed? There was one company we all looked up to and said, at least they can still provide us with good single player experiences. At least we still have Bethesda. Their games were buggy, glitchy, unfinished messes, but due to their single player nature and giving us the tools to fix the games, we've given them a pass countless times. And now look where we are. Saying a lot can change in 8 years is an understatement at this point. I think it's safe to say that in a year, Bethesda burned all their goodwill and went from one of the most beloved and well-received developers to sitting right along EA for title of one of the worst companies in gaming. But this video isn't about them entirely. This video is taking a look at the people who through all of this are going to keep supporting them. The fanboys and girls so enraptured with a company's product or so deep into the sunken cost fallacy that I'm sure they would find a way to defend them if the company as a whole sacrificed someone in the name of their gods. Oh wait! Would you believe I made this part of my script weeks before they banned players for trying to help them fix their game? I'm sorry to say this, guys, but we've now reached a point in Bethesda's development career that you aren't allowed to complain about their problems anymore. You can't complain about their bugs, their unfinished products, their law-breaking antics, nothing. And why is that? Because we've been shown that they don't care. They don't care about laws, morals, respect, nothing. They've shown you their hand in its entirety, and you now have a full showcase at their utter disinterest in anything but money. It has now been a year, and not only is Fallout 76 still a morally bankrupt, unfinished mess that they had the audacity to sell a subscription pass for, not only breaking some of the promises they made at the game's inception, like no non-cosmetic microtransactions, but some of the same bugs that they got from Fallout 4's engine are still there to this very day, and they clearly have no intention of fixing them, as their statements and the fact that they're still there have clearly shown. And you know what the real worst part about this is? There are still people to this very day defending this, being told in big bold letters that we are lying to you, stealing from you, cheating you, that you mean nothing to us besides a $sign, and they are eating it up like a victim in an abusive relationship. No, seriously, Bethesda is now doing some of the exact same tactics that abusers in relationships will do to keep the abusee under their thumb. They are blaming the community for their need of pulling back from their promises, saying they are adding microtransactions that are non-cosmetic because the fans request, acting like the fans didn't mean to just fix the problems that they purposely created in the first place. They are lying to you, saying that unlimited storage space isn't possible, only to add away upon making you pay for it. They are trying to blame you for why they aren't fixing their game. How is this defendable in the slightest anymore? There are 3 kinds of people still actively supporting Fallout 76. Well, 5. The one is just the people selling the premium Atomic Shop items for less than what Bethesda is offering them for in their own black markets, and the hackers and cheaters infecting the Battle Royale and Adventure modes. But seriously though, there are the average players, the people in the forums talking about the problems, and the Fallout First members. The first 2, I get. You just want the game to be better. You don't want your purchase to go to waste. You want to hold out the tiny bit of hope that maybe Bethesda will come to their senses and get their heads out of their asses. But we have to be honest with ourselves at this point, guys. Bethesda's higher-ups don't care anymore. They didn't care to give you a new game and instead just patchworked Fallout 4 into an online framework that clearly couldn't support it. They didn't care about fixing the bugs the community had been telling them about for years prior. They didn't care about your cries for giving you the product that you paid for both in and out of game with the nylon bag fiasco and the rum until they were forced to by the law. They didn't care about your cries to make the game fun and less grindy, instead stealth nerfing things you enjoyed or making things less practical. They didn't care about their own promises of keeping the Atomic Shop cosmetic only, and they didn't care about your cries for bettering the game to instead put in an overpriced subscription service. Slight tangent on that one before we continue, by the way. What actual idiots bought the Fallout First game subscription? Can you imagine that anywhere else in any other format? Imagine spending $13 for a shitty burger when Five Guys or Smashburger is offering their far higher quality food for $2 to $6 less literally across the street. Reminder, The Outer Worlds can be acquired for $11 a month through the Xbox Game Pass on console and $6 a month on PC, while the pass also gives you access to a shit ton of other amazing finished video games. Anyway, rant over. Hell, they didn't even care about the people who put money into the Fallout First subscription, as the camp, the storage box, and private servers were all broken at launch. What more proof do you need that Bethesda doesn't deserve your time and effort anymore? For the people casually playing and just wanting the game to improve, just stop. Again, I get it. It hurts seeing something you like go to waste, but you really do have to stop. Playing the game, even without spending money on microtransactions, is supporting it. You're letting them inflate their sales numbers and in-game player count to act like everything is fine and dandy. Each interaction you give to another player might be that final bit of enjoyment that player needs to entice them to spend money. You're giving other players enjoyment to which Bethesda hopes will keep them long enough to spend money. And to the people on the forums complaining, I'm sorry to say the same, but you also need to just stop. You've been shown that all your feedback amounts to is yet another way for Bethesda to try to make more money. They will take your feedback on what needs fixes, cherry picking your words, only to turn it back around on you, blame you for the problems they purposely created, and make you pay for the features that should already be standard. Your suggestions on fixes won't lead to anything but more money in their pockets, and thus more degradation of the game and the company along with it. If you want this game to change for the better, let it wither and fade. You gotta let them lay in their bed and fail outright, to the point where people can't even queue for Battle Royale mode because no one is playing. Let the wasteland become an actual wasteland, where there is no one but the monsters. Don't return for Wastelanders, because let's be honest, that's going to be just as broken as everything else that has amounted to in this game. Let Bethesda know loud and clear with your wallets, because that's clearly the only thing that they will listen to. Now, on to the people who actually bought Fallout First. I say this from the absolute bottom of my heart, by the way. Fuck you and fuck your stupidity. I did say it was going to be a bit more mean-spirited in this video, so here it is. I'll give slack to the people who bought 1 month of Fallout First to give it a fair, impartial view of the system to see if maybe it's worth it, but beyond that, you are morons who deserve to be treated like scum, much like these developers see you as. You are just as much of a problem to the video game industry as the people okaying these decisions, because you are the people giving them the okay. It is you putting money into these horrible systems that let them know that they can literally package you garbage and your dumbass will buy it. They can lie to you, steal from you, mistreat you, blame you for their problems, and you will eat it up and gladly ask for more. You don't have to take this abuse. There are better options. I don't know why you think you have to, but I'm here to tell you, you don't. But if you want to keep taking it, then stop complaining about the problems with the game, because you made it all too clear that you are okay with them. And when Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 is yet another broken, glitchy creation engine mess where they make you pay an additional $20 for basic features, you're gonna buy it and keep the cycle going. So please kindly shut the fuck up. I know this entire video was kind of ranty, but I just don't know what to say anymore, man. I miss old Bethesda as much as the next person, but we can't support this anymore, guys. We cannot keep giving them an okay. We cannot keep saying with our wallets that we are okay with this, because things won't get better this way. Stop supporting Bethesda if you want to see Bethesda improve. That's just a simple, short end of it. God, this is another depressing video. Anyway, I'm out. Later.